Welcome to a world where blood seals fate and darkness whispers through ancient oaths. Bloodbound. The Witch Queen's oath unveils a tale of power, betrayal, and forbidden magic. Journey deep into the cursed realms where a once-banished queen rises from the shadows to reclaim her throne and exact vengeance on those who wronged her. This is not just a story of witches. It's a reckoning soaked in crimson and bound by destiny. If you crave dark fantasy, haunting lore, and relentless twists, you're in the right place. Stay with us as we unravel the secrets behind the Witch Queen's oath. Bloodbound. The Witch Queen's oath. In a world where blood is currency and oaths are bound by the soul, bloodbound. The Witch Queen's oath tells the tale of vengeance, sacrifice, and the ancient darkness that governs the fate of witches. This is not just a story of magic. It is a deep dive into the lore of the cursed coven, where every spell is paid for in blood, and every betrayal is avenged in fire. At the heart of this tale stands Isolde Vailwyn, a dethroned queen of witches, betrayed by her own kin, and now returned from exile to reclaim her title and exact her revenge. Part 1. The Crimson Betrayal. Centuries before the story begins, the witch clans of the Northern Wastes were unified under one throne, the Obsidian Circle. Its ruler was chosen not by bloodline, but by blood sacrifice, an ancient rite that fused the soul of the reigning witch with the spirit of the Great One below, a demonic force from the void. Isolde Vailwyn, powerful and cunning, rose to become the Witch Queen through her unmatched mastery of blood magic. For decades, she ruled with fairness cloaked in terror, commanding the loyalty of witches across the realm. But peace breeds envy, and among the 12 high matrons of the circle, whispers began to rise. Led by her own sister, Seraphine Vailwyn, a coup was staged. During the Crimson Eclipse, an event where blood magic is at its weakest, Isolde was ambushed, her essence sealed in a prison known as the Vessel of Virelin, a cursed artifact buried deep beneath the sable forest. The covenant they made, the oath they swore, none shall spill the blood of a sister, was broken. Part 2. Resurrection of Wrath. 300 years pass. In a dying village cursed by plague and haunted by shadow, a young girl named Alira discovers the Vessel of Virelin. Desperate to save her ailing brother, she makes a reckless blood pact, unaware she is awakening the soul of the exiled Witch Queen. Isolde is reborn, not fully, but as a spirit fused with Alira's blood. The girl becomes her host, her anchor to the world of the living. Bound together by oath and sacrifice, they form an uneasy alliance. Alira wants to heal her family. Isolde wants to reclaim her throne. As their bond strengthens, so does Alira's power. Through dreams and visions, Isolde begins to teach her the old ways, the forbidden rites of the bloodbound. But such power comes with a price. Alira begins to lose pieces of herself, her memories fading, her humanity slipping. And with every spell cast, Isolde grows stronger. Part 3. The Bloodbound Pact. The Bloodbound are a forgotten order of witches who swore eternal loyalty to the Witch Queen. Betrayed and hunted, they have lived in hiding, bound by blood oaths that would one day summon them back to war. Through Alira, Isolde calls them. One by one, they return from exile, the Ashborn Seer of the Black Sands, the Hollow-Tongue Witch of the East, the Bone Carver of the Catacombs. Each brings a relic of power stolen from Isolde during the betrayal. With their return, the dark forces that once threatened the world begin to stir again. The Coven of Thorns, now led by Seraphine, declares Alira an abomination and wages war on her. Villages burn, rivers run red, and the skies turn black with omens. Witch hunters rise, fueled by prophecy and fear, but none realize the true terror yet to awaken. In secret, Alira completes the 7 sigils of Sangreal, the ritual required to fully restore Isolde's body and power. But in doing so, she must offer a final gift, her own heart. Part 4. The Witch Queen returns. In a ceremony drenched in blood and moonlight, Isolde is reborn in flesh, emerging from Alira's shattered body with her full power restored. The girl who once sought to save a brother is gone, her soul absorbed into Isolde's essence, becoming part of the queen herself. With her relics returned and the bloodbound at her side, Isolde begins her campaign of vengeance. The witch war reignites. The Coven of Thorns unleashes horrors to stop her, summoning the Veilborn, spectral assassins from the Shadow Realm, and forging pacts with celestial beings who once banished witchkind from the realm of light. But Isolde is no longer just a witch. She is something more. Reforged by death, shaped by hatred, and empowered by the souls of the fallen, she becomes the Witch Queen Ascendant, a force that bends time, blood, and will. Part 5. The Oath Unbroken. As the final battle draws near, Seraphine and Isolde meet once more, not as sisters, but as avatars of two opposing destinies, rebirth and ruin. In the ruins of the Obsidian Circle, surrounded by fire and corpses, they face off. The truth is revealed. Seraphine did not betray Isolde out of ambition, but to prevent the awakening of the Great One below, whose spirit was slowly consuming Isolde even then. But it is too late. The seal has broken. The blood rites have been fulfilled. Isolde, in her rage and vengeance, has completed the cycle of destruction foretold in the Witch Queen's oath. If ever betrayed, the blood of the betrayer shall awaken the Dark One. As Seraphine falls, the ground splits open, and from the abyss rises Virelin, the Great One below, a monstrous deity of endless hunger, forged from the collective guilt and magic of witchkind. Isolde stands before it, unflinching. Instead of resisting, she kneels. Part 6. The New Covenant. But Isolde has not come to destroy the world. She has come to remake it. In a final twist of blood magic, she offers her own soul to bind Virelin, becoming both vessel and warden of the ancient god. A living prison. A queen not of power, but of sacrifice. The Witch Queen's oath, once a curse, becomes a new covenant. The remaining witches scatter, broken and hunted. The era of covens ends, and the age of solitary shadows begins. Legends tell of a queen who walks the border of death and life, her crown forged of bone and flame, her oath echoing through the ages. Let my blood bind the darkness. Let my soul chain the void. Let none suffer as I have. Themes and symbolism. 1. Blood as power and memory. Blood magic in this story isn't just a source of power. It's memory, ancestry, and history. Every spell is tied to the past. When Alira bleeds, she doesn't just offer life. She channels the pain of every witch before her. 2. Betrayal and sisterhood. The central conflict between Isolde and Seraphine isn't just political. It's deeply personal. Their sisterhood is both literal and symbolic of the fractured unity of the Coven. Their story echoes the pain of betrayal, the hope of redemption, and the cost of vengeance. 3. Identity and transformation. Alira's transformation from innocent girl to vessel of the Witch Queen reflects the loss of innocence in pursuit of power. Isolde's rebirth as something more than a witch and less than human questions what we sacrifice to gain control over our fate. 4. Oaths as chains and choices. Throughout the narrative, oaths shape destiny. The original betrayal violates the sacred oath. Later, oaths are used to summon allies, raise power, and eventually bind an ancient evil. The final act, Isolde binding Virelin with a new oath, reclaims the power of choice. World-building elements. The Obsidian Circle, a dark fortress where the Witch Queen once ruled. It holds the sacred throne of blood, which chooses its ruler through sacrifice. The Bloodbound relics, 12 ancient items scattered after Isolde's fall, each tied to a different form of magic: bone, flame, shadow, frost, etc. The Vessel of Virelin, a cursed artifact used to imprison souls. It's a living prison, and awakening it always comes with a cost. The Veilborn, ethereal assassins conjured from the realm between life and death. They are soulless and bound to kill any witch who breaks the ancient codes. The Great One below, Virelin, a primordial being of chaos and hunger. Once worshipped, then imprisoned, it represents the consequence of unchecked power and bloodlust. Conclusion. Bloodbound. The Witch Queen's Oath is a haunting epic of witchcraft and revenge, where the price of power is always paid in blood. It's a tale of fallen queens, lost innocence, and the eternal struggle between duty and desire. But at its core, it is about oaths, those made in desperation, those broken in betrayal, and those reforged in sacrifice. The Witch Queen's legacy is not just one of war and wrath, but of sorrow, redemption, and the enduring cost of survival. Thank you for diving into the dark and twisted tale of Bloodbound, the Witch Queen's Oath. If the Queen's Rise and the Crimson Pact have left you craving more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for deeper lore, future episodes, and behind-the-scenes revelations. Share your thoughts. Whose side are you on? And what would you sacrifice for power? The Witch Queen's story is far from over, and darker chapters await. Until next time, beware the whispers in the shadows, and remember, once blood is bound, there's no turning back. Stay cursed, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.